Hi, I'm Wardell, and this is the part 2 series of how to use the operator in Valorant. So in this video, I'll be covering the more advanced things on how to be using the operator and how to be effective with it. If you're watching this video already, then you will have already watched part 1 and you'll be able to know how to hit the easy shots. So this video will talk about the less obvious mechanics on how to use the operator. In this episode, it will give you the next steps on becoming a better sniper. It's me. Ah! There it is.
You can't rule out the Wardell factor just like that. You can't rule out the tense factor either. Finds a 4K in a round, but TSM Wardell already finding an early pick. Has to be good news for TSM. Ten's now going to sit out. TSM likely on the precipice of winning another round.
Oh my gosh, Wardell already with 4 with the operator.
So when to use a single scope, double scope, or no scope. A single scope like this because there's enemies. Let's say there can be enemies on the left side of me. If nobody peeks this angle and there's let's say there's a bot here, if I'm holding like this and then the enemy swings right here, then I'd be able to react and flick. But if I'm like double scoped, I wouldn't be able to see that person, so then I would get shot in the side of my head not knowing where that person is. So double scope is basically an angle that you know where they can only be and you don't have to like flick. So like right here, this perfect double scope, the person will just walk into your crosshair, you just aim, click and shoot. You know, sometimes you can do a single scope. It's whatever your preference is, but double scoping on an angle where they can only be in one line is perfect. It makes it closer and then makes it easy for you to hit the shot. No scoping is something you want to do at the last emergency. Let's say you don't have enough time to scope in because there's a delay on when you scope in. So basically, you would no scope. If you're gonna die anyways, you might as well try to get a shot off. So basically, if you're close enough to the person, you would just left click and try to no scope the person. Sometimes it's really random. Sometimes it doesn't really hit like that. It doesn't really hit. Like you gotta like pray you get lucky with the no scope, you know, but it's something that's not really consistent, so I don't recommend doing it all the time. I mean, like try to like scope in and try to get that shot off like that because it's the most consistent shot you can get. What? So we're gonna talk about close quarter opping and switching to the pistol. You try to scope in, try to get the first kill with your op, and then I'd say once you get your first kill with the op, you have to know whether you can like cock your op again and wait for it to come back to you. There's like no time left. You have to switch to your pistol because it's faster than waiting for the op to come back. It all depends on the situation. It's not like one thing where you have to, you know, it's not all set in stone. You can just, you know, experiment with how you feel about it. So you can take a shot, you know, pick a shot, swing out with your pistol. Each situation depends, and the more spots you play, the more you'll get comfortable with it. The more, you know, the more you'll feel like when you need to use the pistol or when you don't need to use the pistol. Usually for me, I usually try to keep my op because the op is a one-hit kill, and usually the pistol, if you don't have a sheriff, it's not a one-hit headshot. So usually for me, I'd rather just keep the op and try to like use my movement and try to stay alive in order to get another shot off. But sometimes that situation is not possible. So op peeking advantages. Op peeking advantages are, you want to be peeking into riflers. You don't want to be peeking into ops, because if op posted on you, you usually lose that. But like for riflers, you would, if you know a person's not opping on one side of the map, then you can go, feel free to take the op over there and try to work a pick and then try to get a pick for your teammate. Peeker's advantage is basically when you peek into somebody. That's the peeker's advantage. When you wide swing over, and then because you'll see the person before they see you. So if you do it with an op, you can do it with a pistol. You can do it with a rifle. You can do it with anything. You just have to be peeking into the person. Peeking into the person in this game is really overpowered because you'll always see them before they see you. So you'll always have like the upper hand against them. To counteract the peeker's advantage, I suggest that holding an off angle for the person. I wouldn't hold such common angles where I can get pre-fire one tap. Getting pre-fired one tapped is not very good, and it looks really bad on you. If you know it's a pre-fireable angle, I'll show you. So basically, if you jiggle out like this and you slowly clear stuff, that's a pre-fireable angle because because my crosshair is just there, and all I need to do is just click. So that's Peeker's advantage. Peeker's advantage is basically, I'll reiterate once more. It's basically when you swing out, you'll see the person way before they see you, so you definitely have the advantage over them. So I suggest using Peeker's advantage to your advantage, and you'll get a lot of kills with it. So quick switching. Basically, quick switching is going to your settings, and let's see, you got to bind it. Usually what I bind it to is Q, because I'm used to Counter-Strike settings. So the quick switch in Counter-Strike is Q. You could also use your 3-to-1. 3-to-1 is basically knife to operator. Okay, so I'll tell you the disadvantages of using 3-to-1 and using Q. So 3-to-1 is faster by like half a millisecond. 3-to-1 is faster than using Q because you have to do this when you do Q because you have to hit it twice. But 3-to-1, you just hit 3 and 1 really fast.
Three, two, one, say goodbye.
But the disadvantages is when you do 3-to-1, you can't really move your mouse because 2 of your fingers are on 3 and 1. Like that. I mean, you can't really move your keyboard, sorry. And for the Q, you can shoot and get away really easily. Those are the advantages and disadvantages of using 3-to-1 or using double tapping Q. Once you shoot, you hit your quick switch button, or you hit your knife button, and then you'd run away. So that's why people quick switch, because you lose speed if you shoot and you move away with your op. So that's why people shoot and then knife out, because your op has to like cock the gun back and then shoot again. It's the same thing as pulling your knife out and then re-getting the op back. Water. Woo! There it is. Give me the ace. Don't take it from me. Yeah! Ah! Give me that! Thanks guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. In the next video, we'll talk about on how to carry out your role as a sniper and how to properly carry out your job. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Thank you guys.